Yo, 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 yo.
What's going on, bro?
And we back with another BTN, Breaking the Narrative podcast.
Yes, sir. I'm Tony.
I'm Teddy. I felt like we didn't do that last, I mean, what people should know
No,
about
no, we didn't. We didn't do it. But the thing is, like, I mean,
People should know
it was a spur of the moment thing. I just decided to do it.
Yeah. But people should know who we are.
Yeah, hopefully.
I'm Teddy. He's Tony.
I mean, you see us out in the streets, you just be like, oh, who's that guy? I mean, well, you don't see our faces.
Yeah. Yeah. Like it that way. Low key. Hey, and you know, this is completely random, right? But when we took, we shot the short film on the other side of, Hillmar.
Yeah.
That side of Hillmar looks really nice, don't it? Compared to outside.
It really does.
This is the same complex, but it's just like, I was looking at the pictures like, yo, it looks like we're actually somewhere very nice and wholesome.
Yeah, it's like you go from Forestville to Gaithersburg.
Yeah, in the midst of one complex.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, this is really nice over here. This is nice. Like this is what they probably show people before they move in, and then you move to outside, and you're just like,
Yeah, exactly.
yo,
Like North Hillmar Circle is not it's a completely different thing
yeah,
than the rest of it.
yeah. But anyways, last time we were here, we were talking about cartoons.
Yeah.
We harped on a lot of Nickelodeon.
And a whole lot.
Yeah, PBS.
Yeah, definitely. We kind of trailed off a little bit.
We did.
We were gonna go into cartoons, but I mean, we
We
started
were.
just talking about TV shows in general.
Yeah, so we're gonna try to keep to the cartoons, and the worst come to worst, we could do a one-off for TV shows.
Keyword try.
Yeah, try. Yeah,
And
even if we do, we won't try to spend a lot of time.
Yeah.
On it. Yeah,
We're gonna give it the old college try.
yeah, we're gonna try. So we did Nickelodeon and we did PBS, a little bit of Disney.
Mm-hmm.
So you
Yeah,
say,
because Disney has like limited options, really.
yeah. Shout out to Recess, man. And
Yeah.
if Disney doesn't get love or anything else, shout out to Recess.
Yeah.
Maybe
And that movie was fire too.
yeah. Shout out to maybe I'm trying to think. Maybe Pepper Ann. Was Pepper Ann Disney?
Yeah, Pepper Ann was Disney, and then they
Yeah.
like who what was the other ones they had?
It was a couple of
It was like really forgettable shows.
yeah.
I mean, didn't they have DuckTales?
Was that Disney?
I don't know.
Oh, it's hard to remember because shows are bouncing around the network and
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. So we're gonna get into a little bit of Fox, a little bit of Cartoon Network.
Yeah. Last time we didn't give it some like a lot of its due diligence, but
What's that?
I mean it deserves a little bit more respect.
Cartoon
Like Cartoon
Network?
Network, yeah, it does.
Yeah, we definitely downplayed Cartoon Network.
Yeah, because it did have some goats. Like
It
let's not get that wrong. Like let's start off on Cartoon Network just to give it the respect it deserves.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna start off first and foremost. Powerpuff Girls. Come on, man.
Okay.
It's a classic. They tried to remake it, and it's not the same.
No. Oh, it's new. You mean like nowadays?
Yeah, they remade it with
Okay.
like
Okay.
difference. I think they tried to remake it. It was like
Yeah, I feel like we're in a age now where it's like these networks they trying to rekindle what they had. They realize that they messed up and they're trying to get back what they had, albeit rather in a non-creative way by just bringing back classics instead of taking those platforms and structures and recreating new classics.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
a lot of people would say that what is it, Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends was like a classic and stuff like that. But I mean, to me, it's
I
not.
never watched that.
Yeah, it wasn't for me.
So Powerpuff Girls, you like that? Watched it a couple of times. I guess cool with me, but Cartoon Network, I'm not gonna even lie to you. Outside of maybe I can count on two hands probably stuff I used to watch on Cartoon Network.
I mean, I could probably go a little bit higher than that. Well, I probably wouldn't say go higher, but they had some good ones. Like first and foremost, you already mentioned before Dexter's Laboratory.
Yeah,
Dexter's Laboratory was fire.
Probably my favorite show, Cartoon
Like
Network.
it was amazing.
One of
right?
my favorite shows.
And then what was it? They had Two Stupid Dogs.
I like that.
That was a good show. And that introduced Secret Squirrel
I like Secret Squirrel.
and IR Baboon.
Cow and chicken.
Yeah, remember? Yeah,
Yeah.
you know from Cow and Chicken. Like
Yeah.
Cow and Chicken was a fire
Yeah,
show.
cow and chicken. Yeah, shout out
Yeah,
cow and
Cow
chicken.
and Chicken was fire. Even though, like, you ever know, like in Powerpuff Girls and in Cow and Chicken, like the devil was always gay. Like for some
I
reason,
didn't notice that.
like why?
I don't know. Maybe that was a message they were trying to push in the '90s or something.
I don't know. Like what was the reasoning for it?
Like the devil was just played by this flamboyant.
Yeah, and then the devil in both of them was like when you say flamboyant, like
overly. Like
yeah,
overly. Yeah.
him like when him, you know who him is. He's the devil,
Right.
and he had like the little frilly pink little thing around his neck, and he had heels.
Yeah.
And he talked like he had a really high pitched voice.
Yeah.
And then the cow and chicken version, like the devil, he had the really really flamboyant. He talked like he had the funniest voice though, and he used to walk by jumping on his butt.
Yeah.
Remember?
Oh yeah.
That's
just out of control.
It was.
So question, because these are two different entities, kinda, but they kind of go hand in hand. Does Boomerang go into the category of Cartoon Network?
I believe so, because that's where it started.
Okay.
Like Boomerang was just like, cause remember they say Boomerang, it's all coming back to you.
Yeah.
Like they go from the like you get the modernized cartoons and then you just jump back and got the older stuff.
Yeah. Well, in that case, Cartoon Network is because, like I said earlier in the previous show, Scooby Doo is one of my favorite cartoons of all time.
Yeah, Scooby Doo was great.
Yeah. All of them.
Even the live action ones, I like them.
Okay.
Like I like
the
them.
movies?
Yeah.
Like
and
the people movies or the cartoon movies?
I mean live action.
I mean, we love the cartoon.
Yeah.
We love Zombie Island.
Come on, bro. I love, man. Oh my goodness, that was one of the goats. Like that movie was one of the goats.
Love Zombie Island.
Man, the song, 'cause it's terror
Yeah.
time again, man. When I heard that song, that was like, it was just like I was out of my seat. I was listening.
Yeah.
Terror.
I still have written down a few ideas for a few skits with those, but we just need a few more people.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't even have to have the outfits or anything. Just a few people who can work around it.
Yeah, I had somewhat like a couple ideas that kind of gravitated a little bit around Scooby Doo, and slightly around like Ghostbusters and stuff. But I mean, it's gonna come to fruition eventually.
So speaking of Ghostbusters, we had Space Ghost.
Yeah,
Coast to Coast.
That wasn't. That was one of the things I had to change the channel
on. It's funny sometimes, but not consistently. At least not for me.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I think that's what started off Adult Swim.
I think so.
Like, cause they had that idea for like somewhat of an adult themed cartoon show.
Right.
So they decided to add in more like that.
Shout out to Adult Swim, man. Was that where it was either this or Fox where Futurama started?
Futurama was a Fox show. Okay. Futurama like jumped over to.
It's on Adult Swim now.
Yeah, Adult Swim.
Well, not now, but you know, it came over to Adult. Okay.
Yeah. Futurama was Fox because I remember when it first came out, it was on Fox. Like it was made by the same person who made The Simpsons, Matt Groening.
Got you. Shout out to Simpsons. Shout out to Futurama. One of my favorite cartoons.
Yeah, like that. It was funny. Like that show was really funny.
Yeah. Shout out to Fry, man.
Fry was a complete idiot.
Yeah. But before we get to Fox, because Fox is a banger in its own right.
It is. It definitely is.
Boomerang. I guess we kind of touched on that though. Technically, because we went Flintstones, we went Looney Tunes.
Yeah, Hong Kong Phooey.
Yeah, went Jetsons.
Yeah,
we went.
I mean, those are just classic. Those are the ones that you don't touch. You already know that they sit in their own tier.
Right.
They're just gonna be there forever.
Right. Yeah.
So those need no introduction.
Yeah. So what else did Cartoon Network have though? Like
Johnny Bravo.
Oh yeah, can't forget that.
Yeah. Do the monkey with me.
Yeah, shout out to Johnny Bravo.
Yeah, Johnny Bravo, like he was the
One of
typical like, yeah, I'm gonna go with every girl that I can find.
Yeah, me and him relate so much.
Yeah. Like, and then they had Johnny Quest. Both versions were great.
Yeah, I like Johnny Quest.
Yeah.
Shout out to Haji, man.
Hey, yeah. Man, Haji.
I am Haji.
Yeah, like it was just so off the wall. Like you didn't
Yeah.
expect something like that from Cartoon Network. It's just different.
Shout out to the Godzilla and the cartoon.
Yeah, the
and
cartoon version.
Godzuki. Yeah, I remember that used to come on after Johnny Quest.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's a lot of stuff that they had like just outside of that.
But I just was a Nickelodeon person. So
yeah,
like,
I mean I was big on Nickelodeon too.
in
It's just
your
like
spare time you were okay.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
I'm
that,
like,
that was
okay.
more like the back burner when nothing else was on Nickelodeon.
Yeah, and then it would be like I don't know because it was like for me it would be Nickelodeon, and then maybe PBS because you know PBS window probably was the smallest out of everybody, right?
Yeah, because theirs only lasted for like
A couple out because
yeah, because they had the
a bunch of real shows, serious.
yeah
Serious shows, stock market shows,
documentaries and all that. Yeah, like theirs lasted from what early morning. They'll go from like maybe 7 o'clock to like
maybe what?
9, 10 o'clock. And then it just jumps into like adult theme stuff because they think kids supposed to be in school.
Right.
And then later on that day, I think, like around 3.
Catch a clip with the big red dog and
Yeah, 3 o'clock.
Maggie and the Ferocious Beast.
Mm-hmm.
And then Dragon Tales. And then, you know, the last cartoon you're going to catch is Arthur. You know what I'm saying? And
one thing I forgot to mention.
mm-hmm.
How great was Courage the Cowardly Dog?
Awesome. Yeah. Can't believe I forgot that too. That's a great. Might be the best show. That might be the best Cartoon Network show.
Return the slab.
Yeah.
Ramsey.
Yeah.
Man and Ghost. Man. And they had like one of the creepiest characters I've ever seen in like a cartoon.
Yeah.
Remember Fred?
Okay.
The barber?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And he had that smile. Just creepy as hell.
Yeah, that might be I think that's his laboratory would be the best still. But that's up there though. Maybe top 3 for me.
He was really creepy. And his voice, I've been rather naughty.
And shout out to I think this is Cartoon Network. Ed Nettie.
Yes.
Yeah.
One of the goats.
Yeah.
Yes. Like Cartoon Network, that's one of the goats right there.
Mm-hmm.
Like talk about a great compilation of characters.
3 idiots.
Nah, like Double D was smart, really, really smart.
Kinda.
No. He was really, really, really smart. But the thing is, like Ed, like the dumbest. Like Ed was really, really stupid. But Eddie was always someone who he got in his own way. That was Eddie. Eddie just got in his own way by like overshooting an idea and just throwing it into the wind because he'll do something that'll mess it up, not purposely, but it just unravels. Double D, like he'll put everything in motion. Like if Eddie has an idea, like he'll figure it out and find a way, like a game plan of how to do it.
Right.
And then Eddie would just overshoot it. Like he wouldn't take into account all the variables.
Right.
And then the biggest variable happens to be the dumb Ed.
Shout out to Ed and Eddie, man. Cartoon Network's alright, man.
Yeah.
It's alright.
Like Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they had some shows, but it's just like it was later on because Nickelodeon eventually died out though. Because
as far as cartoons.
Yeah, cartoon wise they died out.
Yeah.
And then you had no other choice but to go to either Disney or you go into Cartoon Network because PBS wasn't really doing much.
No, because now PBS is nothing more than like Arthur probably.
Yeah, like PBS, like
Maybe
Fox didn't really have much going on. Pokemon wasn't really as big as it was. later on because after like
Yeah,
they stopped really doing much of anything because it was a time where WB was like before.
Digimon
Yeah,
kind of went down.
yeah. Digimon went all, like there was no Digimon or nothing.
Yeah. So, yeah, Cartoon Network is that's decent.
But then you jump into Fox.
Yeah. And
Talk about some lineups, man.
so where the Ninja Turtles come from? Where were they at first?
Ninja Turtles, I think they was ABC. Like Channel
What?
7 and shit like that. I think they was ABC.
Was like ABC? Wasn't they partnered with somebody? Because I think ABC was like, I don't know.
Like it might have been like, but I know like I remember seeing them on ABC.
Yeah. So we get into Fox. What's on Fox? Pokemon.
No, that's WB, man. Come on, man, you gotta get it right.
No, I'm it's all confused. I was
Digimon was Fox.
Okay.
Digimon.
Yeah, that's so long ago. That's 20 years ago.
They had Metabots.
Yeah, I didn't watch that.
Like they also had like Big Bad Beetleborgs.
Okay, live action.
Yeah, like they had a lot.
They
had Power Rangers. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
they might get catapulted on the strength of that. Power Rangers.
Just on the strength, like off the strength of like Pokemon. I mean, not Pokemon, but Digimon and Digimon and Power Rangers. Like off of that alone.
Yeah, that's enough.
That it is. It's enough. The same thing with WB. Like off the strength of Pokemon.
Yeah.
They can pretty much overshadow majority of this.
Facts. And Pokemon was like such a phenomenon.
Yeah.
So you like more Pokemon or Digimon?
At that time, Digimon was like my go-to, bro. Like I mean, I loved Pokemon. The game, the show was like it was drawn out, but Digimon, it seemed like something new was happening every episode.
Yeah, after the first season of Pokemon, maybe the second season, when he went to the Johto, which would I guess game-wise would be gold and silver.
Yeah.
After that, I kind of just like tailed off in Pokemon.
Yeah, like the just the second gen. Yeah, that's when I kind of like shut off.
Digimon, I was there for probably like the first 5 seasons.
Mm-hmm. Like I watched it till the end. There was no season I haven't seen.
Like you said, it was just so much.
Mm-hmm.
And it grew. I like Digimon because it grew into a phenomenon.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't come like a hurricane. Like Pokemon came like a hurricane.
Yeah,
it was highly anticipated. It was so much hype surrounding it.
Yeah, because of the game. Like people weren't
the show, the game, like toys, like it was stuff was selling out before they even like released stuff.
Exactly.
Their
movies was like in theaters.
Yeah, the cards. Pokemon cards.
So Pokemon cards was just like unfair.
It was just so much. It just came out of the gates like. But I like Digimon because Digimon grew into a phenomenon.
Yeah, it was like the equivalent to 50 Cent and J. Cole. It took J. Cole some time, but he reached the upper echelon.
Right.
But then you see 50, like he came in
at the top. There's no place to go but down.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, that's how I feel like it was. Are you still into Pokemon now?
Not really.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm playing like the older games, sure.
Yeah.
But as far as like the newer stuff, I'm just, like it's not my cup of tea because like it's even the show is boring.
I haven't tried to watch the show. The game is actually a good game. I feel like I have the newer game, but Digimon, we were kind of obsessed with Digimon. Like I remember we used to draw like our own Digimon in 7th grade, like on like cards and all that.
Yeah.
And to be in class playing with it and shit.
It's exactly what Takato did in the newer in like one of the
but it was before
seasons.
It was before that though. Yeah. Because this was during the first season. This is like 2001, so this is like during the first season and shit. And yeah, I never forget. Like I had an electric blend, so he would start off like looking like kind of like a plug a little bit,
and
then he would grow into like I'm trying to. It's hard to describe. One, I damn near can't remember anyway, but the rookie one was like a little plug, but just with a face on it. And then he grew into like I want to say I want to say like a bear, but he was like electric though. You know what I'm saying?
So he looked like an Electabuzz.
Nah, because he was like a bear. Like, Electabuzz, I don't know what the fuck he is. He's more like a bug than a bear, at least to me and shit. But he's like a bear, but he was just like, he had like the little lightning strikes in his hand. You know what I'm saying? And then when he would go to the ultimate, he would be the bear, but like he would have like a cloud around him. But he's like a thunderstorm cloud or whatever. And I forgot what the mega was, but the mega was just a step up from the ultimate and shit.
Yeah, my man was definitely intricate with that.
Well, Thurston, he drew mine for me. Because at that time I couldn't draw. I didn't become a good drawer until later on. And then I lost that talent again. So
I lost that talent.
Yeah. Man.
Damn.
But yeah, he had fire, and then another guy, he was obsessed with water. And yeah, we would have like the training cards, and we were super into Digimon. It was dope.
Yeah, like I love Digimon. I remember I ended up getting what was it, the Greymon little toy.
Yeah.
They got a Greymon toy that morphed into the Metal Greymon.
Yeah.
Like you can change it into it. Like I remember getting one of those.
And shout out to Agumon, man.
Yeah.
Is he like the GOAT?
Son, he had like so many transformations, and all of them just seemed like better than the last.
Yeah.
But
they did so much, like throughout the seasons. They did so much with him. Like,
yeah. Cause remember like Garurumon, like when he came from being Gatomon, he ended, well not Gatomon, but what was it? Yeah, Gabumon and shit. When he was Gabumon and shit, he ended up like going into like Garurumon and shit. Like, you're like, wait a minute, this is a giant wolf and shit. Like, at first, he was just this weird thing with a pelt on his face.
Yeah.
Then he just looked cool. Got a little ice attack.
When he went to the ultimate, and he was the werewolf with the war stuff on.
Yeah, you talking about the Guru?
That was so fire.
It was.
That's fire. You know,
I think that should have been his
mega
form.
Switch, right? Yeah, because I like the mega when he was metal.
Yeah,
and could fly, but I felt like that should have been the ultimate. Yeah, I agree. I completely agree.
Because War Greymon overclassed him so bad, bro.
Yeah, you remember the episode when they was about to fight?
Yeah.
Well, I tell you, I live for shit like that. Like
it's like the Goku and Vegeta, bro.
Yeah, or in Power Rangers when Tommy or Jason. Like I live for the 1A versus 1B. I live for that. I'll take that fight any show. I'll take that fight.
And then they separated, and then that's when I think he ended up going to what was it? He ended up in the
dark cave.
Yeah,
yeah, and because when all that was going on, that's when they first ran into the Dark Masters.
Yeah, and then they just started like just falling apart after that, and eventually they ended up on their own separate islands.
Yeah, because once they start having problems, everybody else like start falling out and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And then like I forgot how they, because even separated, they was beating like
top tier niggas,
the Dark Masters. Yeah. They all came together for the clown, the last nigga. Remember the last nigga and shit?
Mm-hmm.
Who, by the way, shout out, because got to be one of the top villains of all time. Like, when this nigga was turning niggas to keychains, bro, I was like, when it's hard to remember because, like I said, so long ago. But they was walking up, like, the two small ones. The two little siblings of the ones that was fighting, they was looking at him, and he was walking up, and he was holding up the little blanket,
mm-hmm.
and they was like, "Look, he waving the white flag. He giving up." And so he was walking up with the joint, and then he just threw it, and they went over top of him, and then when he pulled it up, there was keychains or whatever, and I was like, "Hey, yo, yeah, Digimon was definitely." The first season. What was your favorite season?
Like my favorite season, like all of them, bro. It's like there's no going wrong with it.
I felt like each season. I felt like the second season might have been my favorite because it was like a mix of the first season Well, eventually it got to that point. And with the younger, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like one thing about Digimon, like they didn't stray away from adding in new people and making you really enjoy every last one of them.
Yeah.
With Pokemon, it was just like there's Ash, and then that's whoever follows them.
Yeah, like we'll
That's it.
give some Misty and Brock, and then they'll leave, and we'll replace them with somebody else.
Yeah, and then like,
and eventually Brock comes back.
you get the same thing over and over again. Like
Yeah.
he gets gets to the precipice of being great, and then he falls short over and over and over and over and over again.
Yeah, always.
But
I like the Digimon.
Where they actually do prevail.
Yeah. I also like the second season a lot because, like I said a few minutes ago, the whole. Oh well, I didn't say this a few minutes ago, but remember the other day we was at the field and I was saying like, I like when it's a team, and then I like when the new member is like very standoffish from the team. The second season had that because when the Emperor eventually stopped being the Emperor, he was like on their side. But he wasn't really fucking with him. You know what I'm saying?
Like he had like his Digimon was actually sweet, bro. Like he had like the little
worm, but then he had turned into like the little sting don't.
Yeah. I think Stingmon.
Yeah, Stingmon. Yeah, and they would be like destroying the little monument. Remember they had the little monument joints that was harnessed in the evening. They'd be like destroying the monuments, and then next thing you know, his joint will like fly out of nowhere. And like knock down 4 or 5 of them Jones, and then fly back up in the air, and then they'll look up, and Cuz will be like way off, like on the mountaintop or something, looking, and then like Stingmon, he'll turn back into the little worm and be like on his shoulder, and then he'll look at him with like a little smug look, and then he'll just walk off like into the sunset or something. Like, yo, Cuz, sweet as
Yeah, bro, like those were like the golden years.
Yeah,
'cause I remember what was it? The season where Takato and the rest of them where they were actually using the cards for their Digimon.
Yeah,
bruh.
Yeah, that season might have the best. I feel like that season had the best enemies.
Yeah, so like, can you tell was Renamon not like one of the best like anti-hero Pokemon? I mean, not Pokemon, but Digimon in the game. Like I've ever seen, bruh. Like. She's so nonchalant, and so was like her master. Like just so nonchalant and didn't care.
Yeah.
It's like she lived to fight. Same as like her master. Like she always had to just be there, just to fight.
Yeah.
Like that was the whole thing. And then like she never like digivolve because like she felt as though like her master didn't really care about her. And then eventually, like, she called out to her, and then that was when she was fighting. It was like I forgot the little spider Digimon. I forgot what the name was.
Oh yeah,
but
it's been so long.
Just fighting that one, and then eventually she transformed in like the 9-tailed fox.
I
was like, bro, that's so sweet.
And they had the one where that was the season where they combined with their Digimon too. Yeah.
Like that was like towards the ending, but I know after that I think they introduced the little Digi eggs, and then that's when you were able to fuse with your Digimon and you become like the Digimon.
That's what they
fire.
Yeah, that season when they had towards the end of the season when they was fighting against the enemy, the D Reaper, it was like that big virus, but it could spawn off into like a bunch of little. It had like a bunch of little branches that could be like monsters and stuff like that. I felt like that was I felt like that was so creative.
Man, it was. I ain't gonna lie. I think that season might have came before the ones where you using the cards though. I think it might have been before or after one of the show. I'm not sure like that the season where they were able to fuse with the Digimon. I think that was out there.
Well, that was that season because the one before that was season 2. That's when they had the eggs, but they were partnering up their Digimon and combining them. So
okay, then it might have came after. I'm talking about the one
where it was the actual person and the Digimon coming together. That's Takato in them.
No,
It was.
there was 2 seasons like that though.
It probably was. Yeah, it probably was another one after.
But
that.
I'm talking about later on, like later on in that season. Yeah, they did do a
Right.
little fusion thing.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about like there was an entire season where that was the
that was afterwards. Yeah, that was after because I didn't see that one. Right
I saw
away.
that one was. Actually
I know I saw it. I just didn't see it right away. I went back. I had to go back and watch that.
Yeah, that one was fire.
That was Digimon Fusion.
Yeah. I don't know what the hell it was. Like,
Yeah, I think that's what it's called.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Digifusion, whatever the hell that shit
Something
was.
like that.
But that was their whole every single last season they had was fire.
Yeah. So season 2, that's when they had like my Digimon and your Digimon to come together and form some out of control shit, and that's what season 3 was like. Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember like Angemon and Angelmon came together and formed like something. And it was weird, like that. It was strong as hell.
That was because it was like with that season they had like besides the leader and the anti dude, because obviously they got to be a team. You know that they shows are gonna milk that into the end of time. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Outside that parent, all the other parents was weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then it was like kind of cool because at first like everybody else's Jones had came together and did it, but because he was so standoffish, they was the last ones that like come together and all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I like season 2 is probably my favorite. I just like the storylines.
Yeah, like they had really good storylines.
Like they needed help from the first season to beat the villains.
Yup.
And
they brought back Ty and Matt and them, bro.
Yeah. So, because Wichicom had came back, but he came back in a different form. My oldest mom.
Oh yeah. What was it?
He was like Milo, my oldest mom, or something. Like, he was like altering reality and shit.
And bringing Digimon into the real world and
switching them between worlds and realms and shit like that. Yeah. The only thing about that season was he was whooping them, right? And he hit one of them so hard it broke a plane in a dimension. And he knocked the nigga into another dimension. I never forget. And this is the only knock I got on season 2. Because it made it too cheesy. The dimension he got knocked into, he was able to create whatever he was thinking. Right? And so, now Davis was the leader. You know, the leader was always the one with the goggles. Mm-hmm. And he was just like idiotic, but he was, you know what I'm trying to say. So, my oldest mom do this move where he put everybody in their favorite scenarios. So one of the little people, their parents had died. So he put them in a dream where he was at the dinner table with his parents eating dinner and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So whatever your worst nightmare was, he put you in your worst nightmare, but giving you a good feeling about it. So Davis, being like the empty-minded dude that he is, he don't got no scenario. So he the only one that's running around still regular, while everybody else is like in a dream state. And so he get to saying stuff like, dang, you know, I'm by myself. I ain't going to be able to beat him by myself or whatever. And he was looking at his Digimon. He was like, I wish you could just be all your forms at one time or whatever. Bruh, his Digimon split into like 5. And then like Digivolved into all his forms though. And then he was like, yo. And so then, like, each of his Digimon went to, like, all the fantasies and woke them up out of their fantasy, even though it was tough because they ain't want to be, especially the one with the missing parents and shit. You having a dinner with your parents. It was like heartbreaking to understand, like, what was going on. You know what I'm saying?
That was rather dark.
So he had came to the John was like, yo, I hate to break it to you, but these not your parents. And he's like, what are you talking about? That's my mom. That's my dad. We eating dinner. I love this. Go away. You know what I'm saying? He's like, nah, it's just my oldest mom playing a mind game on you right now. Your parents are always going to live inside you. But unfortunately, this is nothing but a dream. And then once he said that, like, the kid eyes had got big and his parents started drifting away, though. And then he's like, oh, man, they not real. And then he got mad. And then when he got mad, all his Digimon split into like 3 or something. You know what I'm saying? And then like every time he went to go break a different dream, they ended up like with the 40 Digimon. You know what I'm saying? Like beating the shit out of them. And then like yo, I'm like, all right, that was a little too cheesy. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, it was cool though. I like it.
Like, Digimon, like I'm not even gonna lie to you, like Digimon was always like off the wall in certain cases.
Yeah.
Like there was always like those moments where you're like, wait, what the hell just happened?
Yeah, I'm like, yo, it's like 40 of these niggas now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, like,
but yeah, it was cool.
It was though. Like I was not expecting the first season to start off how it did. Like they were just in at camp, summer camp,
yeah.
and then just randomly fall into the digital world. And
that's sweet.
Yeah,
and the time frame was sweet too, because I think like it could be like 1 year in the digital world was nothing but like 3 minutes in the real world or something like that. Like that's tight.
That's the hyperbolic time chamber for your ass.
Yeah, no bull.
Like that whole show was a classic. That puts Fox ahead of a lot of people just because of Digimon. Because
and the endings.
Yeah, the endings were always satisfying.
When the teams had to split up and all that and go back their separate ways and all that.
Yeah, like it was satisfying and sometimes sad.
Definitely sad. Because they always had to give up their Digimon. Like ain't nobody never just keep their Digimon. Everybody always had to, you know.
Yeah. And then when they come back to the digital world, always had like Agumon come back to Ty, Agumon back with Matt.
Yeah, like stuff like that. I'm like, man, that's all right there.
But you can't like their forms were pretty damn good too.
Yeah, very creative.
Yeah. There wasn't really any misses. Really.
Not at all. Like even in the second season when they had remember the Black War Greymon?
Mm-hmm. That was a very terrific villain. That was a terrific villain, bro. Like I love Black War Greymon.
Yeah,
he was just going around just destroying shit. Like he didn't even know what he was doing. He was just destroying shit.
Trying to figure out the meaning of life.
Yeah.
Like if that ain't a villain, I don't know what is. Is he just looking for competition and trying to figure out why he existing like that? Like yeah. And look what turned him good though. Having one conversation with Agumon. Yeah, that was. Yeah.
Even without a backstory, the son of a bitch had a good story.
He's fine because he was so strong.
Yeah,
and they spent episodes trying to fight him.
Even War Greymon couldn't take that nigga.
Right, right. Yeah,
like in the way he came from, I know where he just beating niggas up.
Yeah. Okay, they when the kid stopped being the emperor, remember it was the little mummy and the spider.
Yeah.
And the spider used to take a piece of her head and throw it at the monument, and it would turn into a Digimon. But because they was beating them so easily, she took 100 of them and threw it at a jump, and it turned into Black War Greymon and shit. And that's why, like,
son, that might be like she might have been the strongest Digimon of them all, bro.
She was super like that, and you could tell she was super strong by the way they killed her all. Cause when Milo, my oldest mom showed up, I think he had grabbed like both of them, and was like, "Your destiny is gonna take place in your own mind. So whatever you thinking, that's what I'm gonna do to you." And so the mummy was like, I guess he was thinking like he could beat my oldest mom and he was gonna be free. So he disappeared out his little claw and was back on the ground regular and shit. But she must have been thinking that she was about to die, because he was saying stuff like, "Yeah, I can see like what you're thinking." You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna give you one more chance. Your destiny is in your hands. Now, if you think I'm gonna hurt you, I'm gonna hurt you. And then she was saying stuff like, I mean, I'm trying not to think about you hurting me, but I know you are hurting me though. And she was like all screaming and stuff. And then he was like squeezing tighter and tighter. He was like, your destiny is in your hands. And then eventually she just gave up and was like, just kill me. You know what I'm saying? And so he's like, all right, I'm going to give you what you want. And then he just killed her and shit. You know what I'm saying? But
So, for a children's show, that's really dark.
very dark. Super like that, though.
It was, man.
Yeah.
It was.
Super like that. Because I'm also a fan of villain versus villain in certain spots.
Mm-hmm.
You can't beat that.
Nope, not at all.
Yeah, you can't beat not just one bad guy. Like, remember the Power Rangers movie?
Yeah.
Lord Zed and them versus Ooze.
Oh, who's gonna win?
he's going to win, but I can't pass up Lord Zed versus Ooze. I got to see that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, two villains, I'm on board with that all the time.
Yeah,
anytime.
that's facts. And can you take into consideration that those like Digimon and Pokemon, like and all that, they're actually anime.
Yeah, technically.
Yeah, they're actually anime.
Yeah.
Like that was our introduction to anime.
Yeah.
Like that and like Sailor Moon and all that stuff. Like that was all anime.
Shout out to Sailor Moon. That's Cartoon Network, right?
I'm not sure.
I think Sailor Moon's Cartoon Network.
Like it might have been.
Yeah.
But I know they cut out a heck of a lot of stuff because
of course.
it was for children.
Of course.
And, well, it wasn't. The show wasn't initially for children. It was actually like lesbian relationships in it, and they want that to be in it. Like, well, not lesbian relationships, but there were lesbian moments that they wanted to take out. So they was like, they did heavy editing. Same thing with like Yu-Gi-Oh. They did the same thing with Yu-Gi-Oh. Yu-Gi-Oh was not for children at all.
So Yu-Gi-Oh was Fox.
Yes.
Got you. Because that's also.
Well, no. I mean, not Fox. Yu-Gi-Oh was WB.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was with Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh was with Pokemon.
Yu-Gi-Oh was fire.
Yu-Gi-Oh was fire.
Like we can jump off of Fox for right now.
Let's go to WB, man. Let's get WB some love, man.
Man, WB definitely.
Besides Pokemon, let's get
like besides Yu-Gi-Oh. Pokemon, like Yu-Gi-Oh, fire. To me, like the Yu-Gi-Oh cards, like I had so many of them. Like I would get the games and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. That was one of my favorites out of WB.
Got you.
But when it comes to the lineup, that Saturday lineup, come on, bruh. They had X-Men Evolution.
Yeah, definitely can't be X-Men. A couple of channels had X-Men.
But X-Men Evolution was, yeah. I mean, it's not the best one because the original X-Men, the one with, you can't win. You can't win. That's number one.
Oh, speaking of that, what about the Justice League? What was that? Was that
Justice League
was... Or was that Cartoon Network? What was Justice League?
I don't know. I think that was Cartoon Network.
Yeah, shout out to them, man.
And then that was Teen Titans and shit because I think they had DC.
Oh, yeah. And they got two different type of teams.
Because I think WB also had Batman at one point.
Okay. Yeah, Justice League, that was an awesome show.
Yeah, so you had Martian Manhunter and all them.
Yeah, Aquaman and Flash and Green Lantern and Batman and Robin.
Man.
Shout out to Robin, man. Finally getting this just due with Teen Titans, man.
Well, not the new one, but, you know.
Man.
The Teen Titans before perfection. But this new genre, like
Teen Titans Go or something.
Yeah, that's trash. You throw that shit away. But, that WB, bro, like X-Men Evolution was a terrific show.
Yeah,
because it put all of them in like their teenage years.
Mm-hmm.
And Nightcrawler was always one of my favorites.
Okay.
And then you give him the ability to switch off his look, like his normal Nightcrawler look. You're able to switch him to like his normal, like the way he looks like without all of the tail. You don't look like with the tail and the really dark purple face and stuff like that. Like you get to see him normal,
right?
And then you add in every single last character outside of I think Magneto, I think Mystique, and I would say Professor X. Like everyone else, like in their teenage years, and Wolverine too. And Wolverine was older, obviously, because like, he's so much older than everybody anyway.
Yeah, that's an understatement.
And then like some of the villains too, but most of them were just in their teenage years. You see them going to high school, and then getting into like a whole bunch of wild shit, and it works well because it's like a reimagining of the characters.
Right.
And that's a remake that I feel as though doesn't get as much credit as it deserved.
Well, it's hard. I kind of feel like it's hard for those type of stuff because it's like now that we're in such a comic book era, it's like it's just on to what's next. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
But this is before comic book shit got super, super big, though. Now it's just like you can't go anywhere without seeing that shit.
like it feels like every other month is just like, okay, we got Ant-Man and we got, X-Men, or we got the backstory of this.
Black Panther 2 coming out.
We got just I don't know, but yeah, I kind of feel like now it's just like it's a stick and move type of situation.
Yeah, bro, like the Avengers then took over, and it's like once every couple years you get another Avengers movie.
Yeah, and then in between that you're gonna get whoever's in it. You're gonna get a Hulk, you might get a Thor,
an Iron Man.
We done got the Aquaman, Iron Man, Ant-Man, like just Captain America.
You got like 6, 7 Spider-Mans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, matter of fact, a new one of them supposed to be coming out soon.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I'm just like superheroed out.
Yeah, it's getting there for me. I try to hang in there, but it's getting there.
No, I haven't seen a superhero movie since. Well, I ain't gonna say superhero movie. Like I watched anti-hero movies.
Okay.
Like Deadpool was all over. He's one of my favorites.
Shout out to Deadpool.
And I love Venom.
Yeah, shout out to Venom. Think Venom's an anti-hero?
Yeah, because I mean he wasn't like super inherently evil,
Mm-hmm.
but he was. He played a bad guy really well.
I mean, same thing could be said about the Joker.
Like, yeah, he was more anti-hero. Like, he didn't care about things. Like, he would do fucked up things just because he wanted to.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, he really didn't care. That was his biggest flaw. Like, he didn't care.
Right.
So if you get hurt in the process of his master plan, like most of the time, like he's really messing with Batman. He doesn't care about anybody else. He's just messing with Batman.
Facts.
Like he's a threat to nobody else but Batman. Like I mean, in case you want to mess with him. Like other than that, like if you look at somebody like Scarecrow, he's trying to take over the whole city.
Yeah.
Like you look at even a different character, like you look at Fisk and as the Kingpin.
Okay.
He's not a threat to anybody but Spider-Man.
Right.
I mean, of course, he runs the town and all that other stuff. But he's not really a big threat to humankind. His underlings, on the other hand, might be. But he's not controlling every aspect there.
Right.
So you look at somebody like Rhino. He's just going to break shit.
Right.
That's what he's going to do.
Right.
You look at Shocker. He's going to try and destroy shit. Dr. Octopus. He wants to, like, he does too much with he did too much with his science. That was his biggest, like, he did way too much with his science and it deteriorated his brain.
Right.
And this man, Green Goblin, he's going to destroy stuff. You already know. He's destroying things.
Facts.
But
shout out to Green Goblin.
But Fisk.
Double G, man.
Yeah. Fisk, what is he going to do? Like, what is he really doing that's a very bad thing? Like,
I mean, you can say that for a lot of them, though.
Yeah, it's true. Like, a lot of Magneto. Yeah. Like, what is he doing?
Right.
Protecting himself.
Right.
Everybody that is human has pretty much ridiculed and pretty much demonized mutant kind. You're looking at them as enemies. They want you to die. Like, if you try and make peace with people who want you dead, then you are looking at somebody who's a fool.
Right.
So, like, I agree with certain people like that. Like, that's the reason why I like Deadpool. That's the reason why I like Venom.
Right.
Because they were I'm not going to say anti-hero more for Venom. I'll give him more of the, somewhat villain-esque role. Because he did do very heinous acts, but at the same time, like, he's teamed up with him before.
Right.
If you look at somebody like Carnage, on the other hand,
right,
that was a villain. That was clear-cut villain. It was a symbiote that was nothing more than pure destruction. You cannot reason with him. You can't do nothing. Like, he's going to try and destroy you.
Right.
Which is one thing that they're actually going to bring at, I think with Venom 2, they're going to bring in Carnage. So I will watch that. I'm not even going to lie. I would watch that. Because I like those type of characters.
Right.
Because the hero thing, like, throws me off. It's boring.
Well, I think that's everybody's take on things nowadays. Like villains are more appealing, well, kind of more relatable if you ask.
Yeah.
But so, you got any cartoons that you still watch to this day?
SpongeBob.
Yeah, because I kind of feel like when we brushed over Nickelodeon, I mentioned them, but we didn't harp on like the big influence that
Like
SpongeBob.
SpongeBob earns like
And
it needs no, like I said, it needs no introduction.
Right, and technically, SpongeBob is technically a '90s show because it started in '99.
Yeah. And I said, like, everywhere I go, I got my SpongeBob keychain, and everybody knows it.
Yeah, man.
Like, you know me, you know I wear my SpongeBob keychain wherever I go.
And we made endless references, like all the time.
Yes, consistently.
Consistently make references to SpongeBob.
Yeah, even on air, we make references to SpongeBob. We'll talk about a certain episode that's relatable to what we're talking about.
Facts. And just situations. It's just crazy. It's crazy. We could talk about a cold classic. One of the best things is like understanding you're witnessing a cold classic in the midst of it being a cold classic.
Man,
you know,
like parents hated SpongeBob, but being an adult at that time, seeing a really annoying character, I get it. But as a kid,
man,
you can't go wrong with it.
With diamonds. SpongeBob was diamonds. You know they say things is worth gold.
Yeah,
SpongeBob was worth diamonds, man. Diamonds and pearls, man.
Yeah, I ain't think like what's worth more than diamonds and shit. Like, as a matter of fact, gold is actually worth more than diamonds now.
What now?
Gold has more of a
whatever has the most worth.
Okay.
Because eventually down the line it might fluctuate back and forth.
But gold has more of a value nowadays because it has it's easier for it to gain interest over the years. That's the reason why. But that's like.
Could be subject to change though. Never know how these things work.
Maybe not.
Man, so you listening to this from years from now, whatever is at the top of the currency chain at that time, that's what SpongeBob is. Yeah. And Patrick. Shout out to Patrick, man.
Patrick is like one of the funniest characters I've ever seen in cartoons.
He's like a goat. He's like
This dude, like he does stupid well.
Very well.
Like, too well. It's just like you've seen dumb characters before.
Yeah.
But they were just dumb.
Yeah.
But you see Patrick, it's like he's not trying to be dumb.
He's like advanced dumb. You know, like you got the, of course there's the combination of, you got like the dumb character and the smart character, and then you got the dumb character and the character who's kind of dumb but could be smart at times, and then you got SpongeBob and them who's just like, SpongeBob is dumb, but he has more awareness.
Yeah,
Patrick is just like stupid.
Yeah, I think like SpongeBob is dumb with smart moments. Yeah. Patrick is just dumb with even dumber moments.
Yeah, like
when he's trying to win an award, and he won the award for doing absolutely nothing for the long game. Yes. He's like, I need to protect my title, and then went back in his house.
Patrick, yeah, it's too many episodes.
Yeah, with a perfect example of how dumb he actually is. When the episode where the hall monitor episode.
Okay. Oh, was that the maniac?
Yes. Yes. And that episode was so iconic because it showed off his stupidity in such a great way.
In different ways. And it's so...
Like, you look at, like, they keep showing him the picture, and every time he sees it, he screams, and then they put it down, and they scream.
And then they looking at each other like, oh, yeah, we got a stupid one. And then when he had the picture in his hand, and he seen SpongeBob standing under the light.
Yeah.
And
Maniac's under that street light. Get behind that street sign. Maniac's behind the street sign.
he was like, The maniac's in the mailbox.
And it also shows how dumb SpongeBob is.
Back, like, he's not thinking like yo, he's talking about me, you know.
And he sees the picture, he's like, I'm the maniac.
We'll take that as a confession.
Man.
Yeah, like the stupidity is like, and we was just crying about this one the other day, with the Flying Dutchman.
Yes.
And
You're good. You're good.
You're good. Don't worry, we just buff out the scratches. Whole ship, the whole ship was just fucked up and shit.
Yeah, it was no ship left. It was just framed.
Oh man! And then when they was doing making the little sounds, they was taking turns, and then Patrick just started. He kept making the little sound. And then every time the Dutchman was trying to do it, he'd cut him off. Yeah.
Oh my God,
it was hilarious.
It was, bruh.
Even like when they first got on the ship, and SpongeBob was telling the Dutchman that Squidward was talking about his ship, and then the Dutchman was like, "Okay, as long as you want to talk about my mother." And SpongeBob was like, "Oh wait, no, he was talking about your mother. That's right, not your ship." A slum.
He threw him in Davy Jones' locker.
Yeah, like, hey yo, that was, man.
Oh man! And then he tried to scare the kid, and he was doing a little ring thing around his face, and he kept pulling it apart. Patrick like, how does he do that?
Even get into that though, when he was like spinning the little joint and see who it land on, and then land on like the real buff ass nigga.
The Flying Dutchman like, no, I ain't having that.
He blew it like, he jumped into the little kid. That was hilarious. That's yeah.
Like even now, just thinking about it, like, it's hilarious.
It's hilarious, and this is 22 years ago.
Yeah, bruh.
Like this.
And it shows how good SpongeBob actually was with just being funny.
Timeless comedy.
Timeless
comedy, man.
It is, bruh. Now, since we got our SpongeBob out of the way, man, like the greatness that is SpongeBob, Sensei SpongeBob. All right, now we could jump back into the WB.
Okay.
Man.
Who you got left? Who you got left with WB?
Man. Jackie Chan Adventures.
Okay.
Come on, bro.
I wasn't really big into it, but I did check out a couple.
Man.
It was decent.
I remember I used to watch that. That was a really good show.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't Jackie Chan's original, like, actual voice. I had to, like, get used to the main voice actor because you will always see Jackie Chan, like, sponsoring it, but the thing is, like, he would never have his voice in it.
Right.
So you got to get used to the fact that it's not Jackie Chan's voice.
Right.
And then, like, the action scenes were perfect. Like, the fighting was great.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like something Jackie Chan would be doing in an actual martial arts film.
Right.
And then they add in comedy elements just for the children that are watching. Because his uncle was hilarious. The real old dude that was, like, pretty much overseeing all of the things inside of, like, the whole process. That was Uncle. And he was hilarious. Like, he'd always hit Jackie whenever he did something wrong. He'd do the same thing to Jade. Like, he brought that somewhat comedic relief.
Right.
And then the villain had a really good villain. He's actually the same guy that played in I don't know if you ever saw the movie, like, Kiss of the Dragon.
Probably did.
As a matter of fact, it wasn't him. It was did you see Blood and Bone with what is it with Michael Jai White?
Nah.
Oh man, let me see. Like, it was other movies that he played in.
Okay.
Like dang, like it's hard to remember, but I know he's the British dude and shit.
Okay.
Like, he played the main villain.
Okay.
And he played him well. I mean, really, really well. And his henchmen also brought somewhat of comedic relief because they were somewhat idiots.
Yeah. Every villain needs the idiotic henchman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they did smart things from time to time.
Yeah.
But it's just like
always a fall short.
Yeah, always falling short.
I kind of feel like that goes into making a good villain. Unless you just want him to be like a monster villain.
Man.
But other than that, if it's going to be a reoccurring villain, yeah, he definitely needs.
But to give you more of an idea, like, do you ever seen the movie Rose Red, the little gem with Stephen King, like that short, like the 2 movies for that?
Nah.
Come on, man, you gotta be more of a movie buff, bro.
No, I mean this is about cartoons anyway, man.
I understand, but I'm trying to give you an idea of who the main villain's character was.
No, just describe him. That's it.
All right. I can't describe him. I'm giving you movies. You don't even know who we played in.
Without movies, you gotta give me other cartoons or something. You know,
I don't know what other cartoons he played in, bro.
I mean, me either. That's what I'm saying. I did homework on cartoons, man. I mean, you know, they say movies for another day or something.
All right, bro. Like, no longer will I be describing, anything like that. But there was other cartoons that WB did have, like Mucha Lucha, the little wrestling joint. Like that one was
I heard of that.
That one was fire. I love that show. And they also had they had quite a few outside, because really outside of Pokemon overshadowed almost everything.
Yeah, always.
So it was so hard to pinpoint what was coming next because you were just so excited for either Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh.
Right.
They had gems underneath that, but the problem was you were so top heavy with Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon that it was just unfair for the rest.
Because that's definitely what it was for me on WB. Pokemon, a little bit of Yu-Gi-Oh. All right, we're going back to Nick.
Going back to Nick. Hey, that's wild, bro. Because they had some really good shows. Remember, like I said, they had Batman.
I don't feel like those was GOATs though. I mean, they might have had good shows, but I don't think it was GOATs.
But
Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh was like WB GOATs. I don't think the other ones were like GOATs.
Yeah, but there was other ones they had. Like UPN also had remember Channel 20 and shit. They had cartoons too.
Proud Family.
What
was Proud Family cartoon?
Nah, Proud Family was Disney.
I don't think so.
Proud Family was Disney.
Was it Disney?
Yeah, Proud Family was Disney. Cause they had Kim Possible and all them Jones.
Toon Disney. That's what it was.
Yeah,
Kim Possible.
Proud Family. That as far as being black and shit, that was the closest you was gonna get to being black in a cartoon. Besides let me see, maybe besides Hey Arnold, Gerald and shit. That's the closest you gonna get to a real, a black version.
Recess, Vince.
Yeah, yeah.
Same as Gerald, just in another dimension.
Yeah, the token black and shit.
High top 8, Jersey.
Yeah.
Coolest in the show. Best at everything and shit.
Man.
Shout out to Recess, man.
Are they trying to cater to black people or what, man?
For the little bit of shine that they gave black people, they did do their best. Well, how can we make them? High top 8. Probably watch a prototypical black movie or something.
And then they did the same thing with fucking Power Rangers.
Yeah, was that?
Yeah. So
man, they just now getting back around to the swaggy black characters in Power Rangers. I felt like Zach should have opened the door. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it was going forward, and shout out to all the black people because it's hard enough getting roles and stuff like that. But going forward after him, all the black actors were the females anyway, they were kind of
yeah. They were
more so urban.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But the males, they were more so the blue collar black guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Those were technically the token blacks. You ain't gonna get too much flavor out of them.
Right.
They're gonna be a good leader.
Yeah, it'll give you something, but it ain't gonna be it wasn't gonna be like Zach.
Yeah.
The season they just finished up, I forgot the name of it that fast. The Red Ranger was a young black guy, and he's like, he looks like if you were to cut on like a rap video, he looks like one of them. You know what I'm saying? Had the bush with the shape up cut into it, all fancy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then he got the swagged out clothes, but he got the red shirt on because he's the Red Ranger. Like it was he's very urban. You know what I'm saying? Like I fuck with it.
Yeah.
And he was the leader. He wasn't like
a lot of times they lack the urban.
Yeah, like he was urban, and he had like your actual mannerisms as if like you're dealing with a situation. You know how black people would act in that situation. Mm-hmm. That's how he would react to it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It really was like overall I wasn't too fond of the season, but I was like proud of that though. Like well, at least they got that right. You know what I'm saying? Like other than that, it was just
I stopped watching Power Rangers after Dino Thunder.
Yeah, I stopped for a long time too. I did. My bro had hit me up a couple years ago. He was like, "Yo, they got this little junk called Power Rangers Super Mega Force, and a bunch of the old Rangers that came back to help fight the monster and shit like that." So I tuned in for that. Then a couple years ago, they also had the little movie.
So they always do that. They try to create nostalgia, get you with that, man. I'm like, nah, bro.
Drop a little movie. I'm like, nah, that joint was decent, but not decent. Then I seen a commercial for that season, and I just happened to see that the Red Ranger was like black and urban. So I was like, I wonder if he like really urban, or as soon as you watch the joint, you can be like, oh, he just look like that and shit. You know what I'm saying? And then I just
draw you in.
Yeah. So then I checked out a couple episodes. I was just like, oh yeah, he's like all right. You know what I'm saying? It's just that the storytelling wasn't outside of him. I don't feel like the storytelling was really good. Was a couple of good episodes. Like I said, I'm always a fan of controversy. So I'm a harp in on one episode. One episode, the smart guy, I forgot what color he was, but he's the smart guy out of the group. It's always a brainiac.
Yeah.
He's dating this girl, right? And so it's their anniversary coming up. And he gets this like painting made of them, like a painting of a portrait of them, right? Mm-hmm. And so he sit down on the bench with the painting. He called a cab, and before the cab get there, he's talking to this old lady. So old lady asking a bunch of questions, blah 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 blah, and he end up forgetting the painting or whatever. And so he's like a white guy, a white guy. He got the painting and he got the address attached to it, so it's easy to track him down. Mm-hmm. So he catch a cab to the restaurant where he meeting his girl at, and his girl like give him the gift or whatever, and then he noticed he ain't got the painting. So then he telling his girl like, damn, I must have left the painting at the blah blah. So she don't believe him, and she thinking like he lying and blah 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 or whatever. So he get a phone call, and it's from the old lady, but she can't tell it's her old lady, so she think he cheating. And so like he get like real mad, like, yo, you don't trust me? Like that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? We've been together all this time, blah blah blah. So and this kind of cheesy, but it was cool in the long run. He get real mad, and something in his mind like overpower, and so he turned evil. So he turned on them, like on the Rangers and shit, right? Because they get a call that it's a monster, same old. They get a call, monster downtown, blah, blah. So they go down there and they fighting the monster. So when they beat the monster, he start fighting them. I'm like out of nowhere, like the monster blow up, and the next thing you know, he just like swing on the red dude or whatever. So I'm like, damn, like you know what I'm saying? And so, cuz like had got knocked down, he's like, yo, what you doing? And then the other Ranger had ran up and was like, yo, you gotta chill. And then he started punishing Cuz. And it's like, I'm like, all right, this is John Lahari right here. And then the girl or whatever, she was like, you're not gonna hit me. Yo, you gotta chill. And so when he swung, he was about to hit her. Like he was cocking back the swing on her or whatever. And that's when like the other two had got back up and like grabbed him. And they transported back to the little place or whatever. So when they demorphed, he was like real mad. And then that's when they ran a little test on him, and she was like, oh, yeah, something overriding his emotions or something like that. So every time he morph, whatever is in his heart, that's what he gonna do. So if he mad at y'all, he gonna fight y'all. You know what I'm saying? And so they was trying to figure out what happened. And so they had found this girl or whatever, and then like she was like saying, yeah, I think he talking to another girl and this and that. So while they was in the little group talking, the old lady showed up with the painting. And then she would walk there, she was like, yeah, I tried calling his phone, but I kept getting cussed out by some girl or whatever. So I just decided to bring the painting here. And so his girlfriend had opened up the painting and was like, by any chance, is your name such and such? And she was like, yeah, that's me. And then she was like, oh my God. You know what I'm saying? Like, now she done got the nigga mad for nothing and shit. So, whole time that they talking, cuz done went like back downtown to the park and shit. And so, they had went to go find them. And it's like, when they had found them, something had happened. So now he trying to fight them like as a regular nigga now. He's like, y'all just leave me alone, blah, 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 leave me alone, I'm trying to be by myself. He's like, nah, it was a misunderstanding, blah, blah, blah. And so he was like, I don't care what it was, you know what I'm saying, I'm just trying to chill, you know what I'm saying? He's like, nah, we trying to tell you, like, everything's okay now. And so when they said that, cuz started, like, swinging and all that again. And so, of course, like, the leader band, he ended up, like, fucking cuz up real. And then, basically, beating the anger out of him and shit. And then
show a nigga who you was, like your powers.
Yeah. So then, like, that's when, like, he had hit him one good time and knocked him out or whatever. And then when he came to, he was, like, back normal and shit.
Damn,
then,
bro.
But, yeah, I was like, oh, yeah, that's a high episode right there. I like that. But a lot of episodes wasn't like that. But that joint was like that.
Bro.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie to you. Like that's hilarious.
That's hilarious. I'm all, cause like you said earlier, the hero shit, that shit get boring after a while.
It does.
So I be needing that plot twist.
Yeah.
Like I need one of the niggas to turn on the team with some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like that's why I enjoyed like certain seasons of like Power Rangers because of that.
Yeah.
Like they had the controversy.
I love it.
Yeah. Then it was like so many aspects. Like if you're gonna have a good show, like it has to have something. It can't just be cut and dry every episode.
Yeah, good guy beat the bad guy. Good guy beat the bad guy.
Yeah. That's why I like shows like you remember like Transformers Beast Wars?
Yeah.
When that one came out on Fox?
Mm-hmm.
Bruh. Talk about like a really good show. Like it had all the aspects that you get in like the Power Rangers.
Mm-hmm.
You get that there. They had the anti-hero.
Need it.
Yeah, they had someone like the anti-hero. Like he was pretty much like he started off as a Decepticon.
Mm-hmm.
And he ended up becoming one of them, and he was just like he was so standoffish. Like he didn't really like them. He liked them. Well, he didn't like them. Like he would always bicker with a lot of them because they would do too much goody two shoe shit. Like they wouldn't destroy any of the Decepticons like they needed to.
Mm-hmm.
So he would get upset because of their lack of conviction. And then it was just this constant back and forth.
Yeah, I need that.
And eventually, like he would like sometimes fight them because he doesn't appreciate the way that they handle business.
Right.
Because he wants to get them up out of it.
Mm-hmm.
They just want to be peaceful.
Right.
That's not him. Because he started off as a Decepticon. Like that's
right.
That's what Decepticons was for. They wanted to destroy shit.
Right.
But he didn't get along with Megatron because Megatron was, back then, like they ended up using like some of the old, like they used the dinosaurs and stuff like that.
Right.
So he was a raptor. And you know how raptors are with their personalities. Raptors aren't really loyal for real.
Right.
Like they run in packs, but they're not really loyal.
Yeah, shout out to the anti-heroes, man.
Yes.
I need that controversy. Like it's too cut, like you said, it can't be too cut and dry. Like
can't be, bro. It's like so many like imperfections come with shows that don't have anti-heroes, or at least somebody who's going to somewhat challenge someone else.
Yeah, yeah, and I also like that personality that an anti-hero has.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're always the coolest one.
Yeah, somewhat nonchalant, doesn't really care about winning or losing the world.
Yeah.
In that sense, because like I watch, I ain't gonna lie, like I watch anime. Like anime is a very big thing for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, one of my favorites, like the actual GOAT to me, in general,
Mm-hmm.
Yu Yu Hakusho. You've probably never seen it. I don't expect you to.
Nah, I'm not big into anime
Exactly.
like that.
So they have an anti-hero. Like the anti-hero for that is like Hiei. Like the son of a bitch. He just fights.
Yeah.
He doesn't care about the end of the world or nothing like that. But eventually he has progression to where he cares a little bit, not about the world, but about the people around him.
Yeah, which is the same thing with all the anti-heroes. Which I don't like that part. I like it, but I don't like that part.
Well, majority of the time he spends like nonchalant, like not caring. But then like towards like the end, well, not even like the end, but it's like almost to the end, like he starts to care more about the main character than he does about anybody else because of what the main character means to him as far as like friendship is concerned.
Right.
But later on after that season, like he kind of goes back to being so like cut off and closed off to like everybody else besides himself because his thoughts.
Right.
Like it's just to him.
Right.
So you gotta love characters like that.
Yeah.
And it's just stuff like that that really brings out a show because you can add in so much backstory to a character that is so off-putting because it doesn't fit the mold of everybody else.
Yeah. I definitely huge anti-hero fan. Huge.
Yeah.
Controversy. The easiest controversy, like it'll catch me every time. He that doesn't I mean, it's just instant money maker to me. Instant. You got a team of 5-6 people. Somebody has to get mad. Somebody's gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like,
bro.
Like when we talked about earlier with Digimon, how that one fight broke up the whole group.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and they wasn't even anti-heroes. They just had a fight. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't even like, you know.
It was like, who gonna be the leader?
Right. Matt kind of turned into the anti-hero.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because one, the anti-hero also has to be strong enough to potentially be the leader.
Mm-hmm.
Like it can't be one of the lower niggas. You know, niggas ain't gonna care. You know what I'm saying? We gonna whoop him. You know? What I'm saying?
It's like if Izzy would try to.
Yeah, if Izzy would have.
Yeah.
I don't know though.
Kabu Terrymon ain't fucking with no Greymon, bro. I'm sorry.
But it'd have been intriguing because he is smart.
Yeah, he could have outsmarted him. I can say that.
So it would have lasted a little while.
Yeah.
But what about the other one?
Which one?
Geeky.
What was his name?
Joe.
Yeah, Joe.
Now him trying to be that, like we'd have whooped him.
Oh yeah, Kakumon, come on, bro.
Yeah, he don't stand. Even though his ultimate form did look like a menace.
Yeah, they don't had the little samurai joint.
With the Thor's hammer.
Oh yeah,
the Thor's hammer.
Oh yeah, and it had the shell.
Yeah, with the spikes on it. Yeah, that might have been a little problem.
Yeah, he definitely would have been a problem.
Yeah.
And then, or if you look at Sora, like her Lilymon, it's like, come on, bro.
Yeah. Well, we done fucked her up.
Exactly.
The little plant jump.
Yeah.
That
I'm not Sora, but what was her name?
That was Mimi.
Yeah, Mimi. Yeah. Mimi had Lilymon. Like Sora had Beeldramon.
Yeah, it was the bird with the little Indian little.
Yeah, I think it was Beeldramon.
Yeah, something like that.
Or
yeah. That was that. But I wouldn't have been scared of a girl though.
Yeah,
I wouldn't.
Yeah, you really would not unless it was like what was Ty's sister? Like she had Anjuamon.
Her. Plus, when she first came along, she was possessed. So she had the backings to be like a potential scary.
Yeah.
You know.
And then she had Gatomon. Like you know that Gatomon was actually in her champion form.
Yeah. Anjuamon was the ultimate.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
That was wild.
Yeah, so you could, even though they was kids, you could have did that with them because they got angels, especially the other cuz.
It would have been a really
because his angel turned into the other nigga, the Magna angel nigga. He had like 12 wings.
Magna Angemon.
Yeah, the Gate of Destiny and all that. Now that
nigga, fire.
Yeah, now that nigga would have been a problem.
That would have been a real good plot twist, like to make an angel evil like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that could have worked out.
Like be like Dark Angelmon.
Yeah, or just anti-Angelmon or something, or
man,
yeah,
so much potential there.
That is. This using the same concept as always, just the anti.
Yeah, cause you remember like it in the first season, it took a while. Like, cause remember when they was fighting Devimon. Devimon was like supposed to be the end all be all, and then Angemon comes out of nowhere.
Yeah,
and just throws him to the wind.
Yeah, and then they get Myodismon, and then they get.
No, it was Edamon before
the Elvis nigga.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, because he ended up coming back, matter of fact.
Yeah, and
which is another good moment.
Metal Edamon.
Yeah, the villain versus villain thing, because he was fighting with the puppet nigga and shit.
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. That's I like that. I like that.
Yeah, and then they had the what was the metal little dude that looked like
Machine Dramon.
Yeah, Machine Dramon. Like him.
When War Greymon sliced him up and shit.
Yeah, I mean C Dramon.
Yeah,
like it was
Weak Link.
Yeah, red Metal C Dramon, I think. Yeah, it's Metal C Dramon.
He the one talking the most trash, and he get beat the easiest and shit.
Man,
I tell you one thing. They better thank Ty, because Ty done beat like two of them niggas by himself and shit. War Greymon sliced him up and Machine Dramon.
Yeah, bro.
I tell you one thing. Even though they beat Machine Dramon easily when the fight actually happened, he probably was the toughest one though, because he had the whole. Remember, he had the whole robotic city.
Yeah,
and he had the little birds flying around. Like he had his shit like on lock.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like every time they tried to tap into the system, he could track them and all that. Every time they plugged the computer into the wall, like he knew where they was at, and then he sent like the robots and all that. Yeah, like he probably was the.
He had a really good setup.
Yeah, definitely. Puppet Mom had the little toy house.
Mm-hmm. I think he got beat by who was it? It was one of the lower tier people and shit. I think it might have been like Izzy or somebody.
I think it was.
Well, it might have been one of the females.
I think it was one of the females, but it was. I think it was because he had already got beat up pretty bad against Metal Edamon.
Yeah.
I think he did most of the damage, and they kind of just like finished him all, or whatever.
Man, that whole arc,
was
perfect.
And then they didn't even beat Paimon. They just put him in the little gate, the Gate of Destiny jump.
Yeah,
and then that's just,
So talk about a really good plot line.
Why not just do that from the get go?
Yeah.
Like once Angemon evolved into the Magna jump, like why can't we could have just did that for the rest of the season? like what we fighting for? Like he just
exactly
Gate of Destiny.
Yeah, we got a nuke sitting right next to us. Like we got a 25 kill streak sitting right next to us, and we sitting there like, trying to fight him.
Yeah, we fighting and shit. The thing at the end. That was all of them. Remember, it was something the one that created them. Apocalypse Mom.
Man, I don't know what the hell that is.
Yeah.
But it was always some big bad move.
Yeah, they beat the 4 Dark Masters, and then it was the person who created the Dark Masters. So he had like all their moves and all of that. Yeah, that was. He had destroyed their crafts. Kind of cheesy too. He destroyed their crafts, but then they find out you ain't need the crafts because the shit was in you the whole time, and you know how little cheesy shit go.
Son, that's how anime works, bro. it's always just.
I guess the friendship I got from y'all was in me the whole time.
Yeah, that's exactly how it was for like Yu-Gi-Oh and shit.
Yeah, so like, wait, come on, bro. Like, I'm thinking
trust in the heart of the cards.
Yeah, I'm like, come on, man. Like,
nigga, let me say some shit like that. Trust in the heart of the cards, nigga. I just drew like a 300 attack point monster and some shit.
Yeah, shit crazy. So we got any final thoughts on cartoons? We discussed a lot of cartoons, man.
Man, what?
Man,
It took 2 episodes, but
Two
that's
and-
not even.
2.5.
It,
This is approaching an hour and a half right now.
man, honestly, like,
And time is fine, right?
yeah, like we gotta,
Like we've been talking for a few minutes.
yeah, if that's what it feels like.
Yeah.
But when you branch off, it seems as though
Yeah.
like we like we'll end up going from one space to the next, and then it's like it's like a snowball effect.
Yeah.
So I completely get it why it would last for so long. But yeah, we can definitely like once we get to like later on, I think we probably have so much more to talk about when it comes to like TV shows.
Oh yeah, yeah. We're definitely gonna do TV shows. But that's why we try to keep it separated. So yeah, you wanna take us out, or you want me to do it, or?
Well, this has been the Break It In Narrative podcast. I am Tony.
And I'm Teddy. And if you want to work, we're here to work.
Yeah, we are.
You want to get a disclaimer or
What?
serious inquiries
Oh yeah.
only?
Serious inquiries. Serious inquiries. Inquiries
Yeah.
only. Damn, fucking tongue twister.
Yeah.
But and we, like I said, the last one we had some duds. Like,
Definitely.
people say, "Oh, we're gonna show up," don't show up, and then we end up. I mean, it don't bother us. We still work
Oh
regardless.
yeah. Yeah, we produce.
But we're still like, if you want to work, you want to do something, like anything. Like we do an interview. You want to do like short films. You want to do anything. Like,
Skits,
come on.
photography.
Yeah, hit us up.
You want to dive into the creative side, even
Yeah.
if it's just for a one day experience.
Yeah,
You know, not even a day. You can come out for an hour, 30 minutes. Well, maybe an hour. You know, we get to laughing and joking out of 30 minutes.
like we're really approachable.
Right.
Like,
Very.
we're funny dudes. Like we joke around a heck of a lot.
Yeah.
So if you show up, like just like it feels as though like you've known us for a while.
Facts.
Because we're the same regardless of who's around.
Facts.
And yeah, that's about it, man. Like y'all enjoy y'all day.
Peace.
We out.